Okay, working on the 1999 Sienna power door right side. This one has a manual door on the left. This is an XLE, and I'm starting to take out this right side panel here to get at the power control unit. The door will open, it will not close. It keeps tripping like it's wanting to close, but then it stays open. I've done the reset several times, it has not worked. So the first thing I've done is taken out these panels here and here, and I've taken out the cover for the vent, which I thought was the speaker, and I got to take out that speaker cover there. I took out the little holder here for the net that you may or may not have. This is a complete screw, so you have to take it out, completely rotate it. But when I did, something dropped in the back panel, so I'm hoping A, I can find it, and B, that it doesn't need to be unscrewed. So we'll find out that later. I'm also noticing some rust down here around that shock absorber, so I'm probably going to clean that up. Anyway, off we go. This is step one. I'm taking out the other speaker cover, and I've taken out this little button here. This one, you push it in, and then it should slide right out. Just push that in, and it expands that out. And then when you want to put it back in, you have to pop that out so the needle sticks out again. Oh, there was a screw here. Now that I've taken this cover off of the back, it just pulls off. There's these little red tabs in here to knock down. I may have to get new ones. There is a screw here in this corner here to take out as well. So that's the next thing to come out. After taking that screw out, you can see that it's starting to come loose here. There's just more of those little clips, and I'm just working my way around here. I'm probably going to have to take that seatbelt part out, and I'll just continue to work my way around these edges here. So I'll pop this little trip panel here just a little bit, just enough to get this out. I have removed that from the side, and as you can see, this whole panel now is ready to come off, and I'm going to try to get it out of the way so I can see the guts. It's going to be tight working, I've been told. Okay, this unit has the rear air conditioning, and the instructions I have say that I need to get this ductwork out of this pillar here. So there's some more of these little button things. And I told you, you just push it, it goes in, then you can just take it out, and then you have to reset it for when you put it back in to push that button back out again. So we have one of those over there, and then the other one is down in here. And then what we have to do after that is to take this motor. I think this is the motor. I have to go back and look at the instructions again. I think this is the drive motor to rotate the door, and it's connected to this cable here, which they said is a real pain to work with. I've got the screws here, or bolts, nuts, and here, and there's probably one down underneath there someplace, but I'll have to cross that bridge when I come to it. Okay, one more little thing is all of these just popped right out of here. They got little clips on the other side. Well, they did. Oh, it looks like it's just they're just pressure clips that are in here. There's nothing other than the plastic on this side. The seat belt retainer is up here in this corner, and this piece pops out as well. It does have little metal clips on it. So once you take that out, then this whole piece comes out. And then this whole piece just pops right out of there. That's the first time I did that. One thing I forgot to tell you was that on the bottom down here, there was a little clip. It comes off very easily. So these are the clips that hold the module on, the control module. There's that clip, and then there's one down below here. and it has a bolt on it. You just take that bolt out, and all three of these pieces are on that module. And then fish your hand back there somehow, and then you can see I got my hand back there, and I can move this, and then you just take it out that way. And again, this has to go, the only way I could get it out was to go down, and then underneath the cable that connects to this motor here, that's this black cable that goes out and down into that corner. Again, this has the air conditioning on it, so I had to get behind there. If you don't have the air conditioning, lucky you. And anyway, I could not get that off with the top cable off. I had to get the module all the way out in order to get the cable off. So when I moved this out of the way, I had to give me not a whole lot of room, but it gave me a little bit. I've been able to struggle and get one of the clips off. There's 3 clips, I believe, maybe 4 clips. And that top one is the bugger. So, and the biggest problem is with this cable that comes down here. To try and get that module up over the top of that, it would be easier if I could get that top cable off, because it comes up against this cable that goes back into the side of the unit, and I'd assume down to the door controls somehow. So anyway, that's what I'm struggling with right now. Okay, so mine seem to have some problems with the way that the switch is designed, or the couplers are designed. So you can see on this one has like a little lever on it that will press and release. Okay, there's 2 of them that are like that. Then there's 2 of them like this sucker that have nothing. It has to be pushed down. And there's really, when it's back in there, there is no way to get any leverage on that thing. See, there's no, you have to squeeze it down. So that one was a problem, but this was an absolute bear, the biggest one that I had. I think I ended up breaking some of the clips on this thing, but it's the same way. This slides in to the pin, or to the clip. I could get enough force on this thing to push it down without taking the whole thing out, but I did get the whole module out. Struggling to find some way to hold this or put this so I can show you what I'm talking about. So here's the big one, and this is the one that's on the top. So you have 4 of them, and these this top one here, that's the biggest problem, hardest to get to. This is what I was trying to show you. I had to prop it up a little bit, and actually I've got the new one back again. So as you can see, this slides, you know, cooperate. This slides in here, and this clip goes underneath. Now I'm not going to push that all the way in, because I had a dickens of a time getting it out, even when I had this module out. So it was very difficult for me. I think I had mentioned before that I took these little white clips out in an effort to see if it would unseat from the module. It does not help. I think they're just in there just to keep alignment, but it's this piece right here that's a real pain in the ass to get out. Pardon my French. Anyway, when I pop these out, they just pop right back in again. So if I can find the module, then I'm good. So for right now, I got to put this together so the wife can go out and do her Pokemon Go thing. For right now, she was not happy to see all this, I can tell you that. I found this one on eBay. I didn't argue with him about the price. It was $120 plus $10 shipping, so I was very happy to get it. It's listed as a 2001, 2, and 3, but the model number on here plus all the connectors are exactly what I need for mine as well. It's got the little clips on the back, and this is where the bottom bolt goes. So hopefully this will work. Okay, so actually I have had to reconnect this on here because I'm going to put it in the same way that I took it out, which means that the clips will have to go in backwards like this, and of course that's the top cable. And the only way that I could get this thing out of here, and hopefully to go back in here, was to go back behind this vent. Now if you don't have the rear air conditioning, then you may have an easier time of this, but I can tell you having this back here is just a pain. And that is a that was some kind of vent that goes in that little corner thing. I always thought it was a speaker back here, but this is the bottom of the air conditioning unit. You can see that thing in there, which is nice to have on the van, but to replace this is a pain. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this by the cable backside, because there's no room to turn it around in there once you get it in, and then try to come up over that cable, which is, if I could find something to point with. Unfortunately, I don't have my screwdriver. The cell phone has a button on the side, which just drives me nuts. I keep pushing it and it turns off the camera. Anyway, the cable that comes out of the motor comes down this way. This secures it to this bolt placed back here, a little bolt that holds it, and then the cable runs back down through here. I have ripped the cover, little rubber cover that goes there, some kind of a cover to prevent, I guess, water or moisture from coming up in there, and unfortunately I did tear that. Let's see back in there a little bit better. So anyway, but that has to go on, and the only way I could get this thing, it was to remove that. If you don't have to, don't, but if you're like me, there's no other way to get that in there. So anyway, what I'm going to do is drop it back down behind the air conditioning duct and try to slide it over to the left so that it goes back into these clips here. There they are, the two clips. All right, so that's next. So it's all put back together now. I put the battery back on, and I have gone through the procedure to reset it, and everything seems to be working fine. One minor detail, that thing that I said in the back of here that I thought was, where's my light? It was some kind of rubber socket. It is not rubber, it is hard plastic. That little piece down at the bottom there. But I was able, it's got a lip on it, so I was able to, and the thing won't focus right, but yeah, it's, if I can get my finger pointed there, it's that little piece way down in the center of there. Oh, there's some light, good. Yeah, it's got that piece right there. It's a hard plastic, and it's got a little lip on it, so I was able to get that lip in there. It was no easy feat. And then when I did that, then I put the other piece on here, a little nut that's way back there. I got that on there. And then these were loose on here, and this whole thing was just kind of loose, and there's another bolt that's on the bottom down here. I had that one out, and these two are loose, so I could maneuver this but keep tension on that cable right there. And then the whole thing came together. It took me about a half an hour to do that. No easy feat, but I could not have gotten back in there without having that cable loose. So just a little extra tip back there, but everything seems to be working fine. I'm happy about the part, happy that the door's working, and I'm sure the wife will be too. So if you have any questions, post them and I'll try to answer them for you. Thanks for watching. Bye.